Real business. That was real business.
You're talking about this, right? The show that we're doing now?
Yeah, the show that we're doing right now, exactly. And
just so I'm clear, that's the real business.
That's the real business.
Okay.
So there's been a wave of terrorism in the world in the last couple of days. It started in Barcelona, Spain. Yesterday, we had 3 separate terrorist incidents out there, and that resulted in 13 deaths and 100+ injuries. And then this morning, we awoke to the news that Finland was the latest victim in the stream of terrorist attacks, and that so far they've tallied up one death, and I guess it could get worse. And who knows what's going to be tomorrow? You know, I mean, tomorrow's a brand new day, and goodness knows what's coming next. And I'm curious to know what you guys are thinking about all of this.
Yeah, you really can't walk out of your house without thinking about it nowadays. It's really
jacked up.
It's unavoidable to be something that you think could happen to you.
Yeah. I know we were talking about this before we went on the air this evening, and CJ, you made an interesting kind of wisecrack in that you were saying that you can see that that gun control over there did an excellent job.
Yeah,
of, because the terrorist attack that took place in Finland this morning was a guy running around with a knife.
Yeah, people act like, if you take away guns, it's going to miraculously protect all human beings from any type of violence, and that's simply not the case. It more or less eliminates people's ability to protect themselves from violence.
See, and that's my solution here. Not gun control, by the way, but see, I think that we should just allow everybody to carry a concealed weapon. And I shouldn't, let me rephrase that.
Could always move to Texas.
I don't want to say everybody. I think you should go and have a criminal background check. You should be willing to submit to a criminal background check. Obviously,
is Texas in the same time zone?
I don't know. Todd's the time zone expert.
Sorry, time zone check.
Yeah. We need a time zone check sound drop.
Is that what we do?
Once every 10 minutes, time zone check.
Yeah, so going back to what I was saying, I think what we need to do is, you can submit to a background check, make sure that, you don't have a criminal past, maybe even a psychiatric evaluation to make sure that you're stable. And, if you pass all of that...
Whoa.
And
this is starting to sound un-American.
Yeah, very much.
If you pass all of that and take some kind of firearms training course so that I'm not worried that you're going to hit something, 50 feet left of what you're aiming at, then you should just be able to get a permit and carry a concealed weapon.
Because you got to push up on that mic, Todd.
I'll tell you what. I don't think we would see that kind of terrorist event that we saw in Barcelona, Spain happen here. I mean, and I'm not saying
to be fair, the terrorist attacks we've had have been significantly more violent.
Well,
like if you take the San Bernardino situation, they came in with firearms.
Yeah, but imagine if you had like 20 people turn around and start returning fire.
That would have ended that one pretty quick.
Very quickly. And the same thing with these guys driving down the sidewalk, mowing people down. If 6 people turn around and start turning that van into Swiss cheese, it's not gonna, people are still gonna die. Let's face it. These terrorists want to kill somebody. They're gonna find a way to kill somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that any kind of criminal activity proves that. Most of the guns that these crimes are being committed with are already illegal anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
not like
if they were stolen from somebody legal, or if maybe the U.S. government gave them away.
I mean, if you go back to that San Bernardino incident that you were talking about, they had some other guy go and buy the guns for them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they anybody that wants to commit a crime doesn't really go through legal channels to get the firearms in the first place.
And then they always want to make sure they get firearms with the serials are all scraped off. So it's not like you preventing me from having one legally or illegally is going to stop me. I got to be honest with you. If they outlaw guns, I'm probably going to be a criminal. I'm not going to be one of those dudes who's going to say, okay, I guess it's illegal. Here's my fire. I'm not that guy. I am not that guy.
And I'm sure millions of people in the middle of the country right now are probably applauding.
That Chevelle shouldn't have a gun?
Oh, hey, was that the...
I agree.
Yeah.
Well, that's part of the reason why man, I don't know. That's a tough issue. What the heck? Did we get a call?
I think that's the NRA calling right now to congratulate Chevelle.
Missed it by that much.
Yeah, you hit too many buttons on that one.
Mashing down all the buttons.
And then when you take the whole terrorism angle in it, anybody who wants to commit an act of terror, they're going to use whatever tools they have available. Because if you take, for instance, the bombing at the Boston Marathon, that was a bomb. I can't go to Walmart and buy a bomb. I can go to Walmart and buy all the parts for a bomb, but I can't go there and buy a bomb. So if somebody wants to do as much destruction as possible, they'll use perfectly legal means, like the car.
Yeah.
Perfectly legal means, and you're basically making it so that the average person can't defend themselves.
Well,
now,
let's
back
face
to
it,
your point about the whole psychiatric evaluation.
It's easier to get a rental van than it is to commandeer an aircraft.
We got a YouTube comment from Tammy. He says, exactly. Criminals always get guns, so leave innocents unarmed? Question mark. So dumb.
Yeah, I don't like even the background checks, honestly.
Really?
I have reservations about them because as a member of a historically disenfranchised people,
Okay.
I have people in my family and I have friends who have been accused of crimes or something like that, and then as soon as that's on your record, that's it for life. You can't do anything. Or even if you committed the crime, you'd served the time that you're supposed to serve. It could be a minor thing, felony, or maybe you had a drug addiction or something like that. You kicked the habit and now you're trying to get on with your life. You're not that person anymore, but that follows you for the rest of your life. You don't have the right to vote anymore. You can't get any jobs. Nobody wants to hire you. So they almost relegate you to a life of crime by virtue of the fact that they put all these labels on you and then prevent you from being able to protect yourself.
Well, I see where you're coming from, and I certainly can't argue your point. But on the flip side of that, if we just started handing out these permits wholesale, I'm sure that you'd probably end up with a whole bunch of people that actually have committed violent crimes.
I'm going to go
and
a
you'd be
step
handing
further,
them
Joe.
firearms, a license to carry
I'm
a
going to go a
firearm.
step further.
Okay.
I don't think you should have to get a permit. I think you should. The Constitution says right to bear arms.
Well,
period.
It
doesn't say
says
right
in
to bear
times of
arms.
militia.
Yeah, what are you
What do you
talking
think
about?
this is?
You can go into a Big 5 right now and get a shotgun.
But you have to fill out paperwork. You have to wait a couple of weeks. They do a background check, and you don't get to see.
I thought that was just for a handgun.
It's for all firearms now.
I thought you could
I
go
think
and
they
get like a
just
hunting rifle or a
Nope.
shotgun.
You can't
Yeah,
get
you know what? I was
any
with
kind
you
of
on
gun.
that, Todd.
You can't get any
thought
kind
you
of gun
could-
without a weight at all. They're going to run a background check on it.
CJ might be right, however. He might be right. They might have changed
Come on,
that.
man. This is California. That's how we roll.
Interesting.